Now on Coast TV News.
Buckaloo removed. The board of the Lewis Fire Department takes action against embattled former chief Bill Buckaloo.
Widening Route 9.
The speed limit on this road is too fast.
How a new traffic light could finally ease Route 9 headaches.
Shifting gears.
It's good to keep everybody in check.
Putting the brakes on ahead of Ocean City Bike Fest to keep the roads safe.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Bill Buckaloo, quote, removed from the rolls of the Lewis Fire Department. Good evening. I'm Christina DiRobertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. Sources tell Coast TV News the Lewis Fire Department's board of directors had what it called an emergency meeting last night.
And new information, the board apparently voted to remove from its roles former Lewis Fire Chief Bill Buckaloo, and the board then notified its members. Coast TV reporter Emma Aiken is in the newsroom with more on this. Emma, you have a copy of that email.
Christina, this is a copy of the email the Lewis Fire Department Board of Directors sent to its members this morning. The email says the board voted to remove Buckaloo from the Lewis Fire Department for a minimum of 24 months. According to the email, Buckaloo will be eligible to reapply for membership after those 2 years. In the email, the board also said last night's vote came after a thorough and constructive debate. The message goes on to say that the choice to remove Buckaloo was an incredibly difficult decision and one taken to uphold the integrity of the department. Last night's vote comes after an extraordinary press conference last Friday. In that press conference, Lewis Fire President Wally Evans and Fire Chief Robert Stevens both called for Buckaloo to resign, but said they didn't have the power to take that action themselves. We reached out to Buckaloo today to get his thoughts. No response. We also reached out to the Lewis Fire Department and President Evans. We did not hear back from them today either. Back to you.
Emma, thank you. And Bill Buckaloo has faced multiple controversies during his time at the department. Bill Buckaloo was serving his 5th term as fire chief at the time of his suspension. Back in 2018, Buckaloo was arrested by Lewis police for disorderly conduct after urinating off a dock. And in 2020, while serving as assistant chief, Buckaloo was suspended for a Facebook post. That post included a slur aimed at a drag performer following a show in Rehoboth Beach. The post was later deleted and Buckaloo issued a public apology. And following Buckaloo's suspension in July, the Lewis Fire Department held an election to pick a new fire chief, Robert Stevens, now currently serving that role as fire chief. Full disclosure, the current fire chief, Robert Stevens, is the husband of Coast TV's assistant news director and anchor, Madeline Overturf.
This brings us right into our Coast TV poll for the evening. We want to know, was a 2-year removal enough?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. You can see 61% saying too lenient, 30% say it was a fair decision, 6% with too harsh, and 3% say they're not sure. And
if you want to weigh in, if you want to have a vote here, it's really easy to do. Go to coasttv.com or you can use our mobile app and we will show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11. Now we're taking a live look into Lewis where the skies are gray, but there's always a sunny disposition from our chief meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, what do we got?
I'm the guy that's got the sunshine in my hip pocket right now. And if that was actually true, I'd be a pretty rich guy, but a very warm pocket, right? Bottom line here is this. We're going to be pulling out of our pocket lots of sunshine to deal for you over the weekend. So don't get discouraged just yet. Just because it's grizzly and gray and Monday looking today, it's going to look every bit of a beautiful weekend for you. But we're holding at 67 degrees right now, not only in Lewis, but also in Rehoboth Beach, Indian River Inlet, Bethany Beach, 66 right now in Georgetown. Now, we still have some leftover spitting showers that's making it miserable, and we are still under a coastal flood advisory at the very least, along with some beach hazard statements for us in Ocean City, basically talking about the winds, which we have acting up and kicking up for us as a result of our small craft advisory that will stay in effect until mid-morning for Thursday with 25-mile-per-hour winds. But even with that being the case, and with windy conditions on the other side of the Delmarva Peninsula, we are staying relatively quiet, but we still have those annoying light to moderate showers right now that's primarily over the beaches more than anywhere else, with a trough to helping to propagate that. As far as the rest of the evening is concerned, we're not going to expect rain all night long. Should come to an end within the hour, okay? Then everybody should begin to dry off and cool off into the lower 60s. Coming up, we are going to talk more about what kind of sunshine and how nice it's going to be over the weekend. But until then, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. Take a look at this. It is Route 9 backed up near the Redners in Lewis. You've probably seen something similar yourself. To battle the traffic, DelDOT is widening that part of Route 9, ultimately adding a traffic light there. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Lewis. Brandon, DelDOT says the new turn lanes are also part of that work.
Charlie, this stretch of road on Route 9 usually has a different traffic pattern, but because of the rain today, work was on pause. But that doesn't mean the headache stopped. This road work has been causing problems for months, and people we spoke with can't wait for this project to be finished.
Cones and construction equipment lining Route 9.
We need a light over on that side, especially.
The current phase of this road work to widen the major roadway is expected to be finished in October. Right now, they are still adding pavement for new turning lanes. On your screen now, you can see what the finished product will look like. According to DelDOT, Willie Jenkins lives in the neighborhood right next to Route 9. And while he can't wait for the construction to stop, he's also worried about another constant problem.
Most of my residents in the development think that the speed limit on this road is too fast.
Included in this road work, DelDOT says they will build a traffic light right here at the intersection of Nassau Commons Boulevard and Route 9. However, DelDOT does not yet have a date on when the traffic light could be activated here in the fall. They will share that as the progress on this road work continues.
Ron Pakula lives in Milton, and he says he avoids the area as much as possible to avoid the traffic.
When I saw this story, I said, what, another traffic light on Route 9? I mean, I want to buy some stock in the company that makes traffic lights.
Cones, traffic, and headaches, all of the essential ingredients that come with road work, but the hope is that when this project is done, it will be easy rides for everyone.
Now, DelDOT has not yet put a date on when the entire Route 9 project will be finished. What we know is that there will be 2 lanes from Old Vine Boulevard all the way to Coastal Highway on either side of the road, and that new traffic light coming to Nassau Commons Boulevard. Live in Lewis, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
And this is all part of the same road work that reopened Nassau Commons Boulevard in late July. That's the same road where Brandon mentioned a traffic light will eventually go. Nassau Commons Boulevard was completely repaved by DelDOT earlier this summer.
OC Rock and Ride, it's in full gear, but unlike last year, motorcycles in town are going to have to pump the brakes and drive a little bit slower. According to Ocean City, the police department, this is the first year that the bike event has had a special event zone in place. That means the speed limit is lowered to 30 miles an hour across town, increased police officers in the area, significantly higher fines, and even the possibility of an arrest. One rider, the OC Rock and Ride event, says lowering the speed limit is a smart move.
There's a lot of amateur riders that come to these events, and it's a good, I think it's good to keep everybody in check, not to be wild and crazy, and just keep everybody safe.
The special event zone will be in effect through September 14th.
A man was arrested for his 7th DUI Tuesday night in Ellendale. Delaware State Police say the area on your screen now is where that driver was driving erratically. Troopers say they saw his SUV slow down, speed up, and drift into the middle of the road. The driver, identified as 64-year-old Gary, was also driving with a suspended driver's license.
In Milton, a man allegedly resisted arrest Saturday morning. Police say they tried to pull over a car because the passengers weren't wearing seat belts. The driver stopped in the courtyard of the Park Royal Apartments after driving onto the sidewalk and grass. That's when police say passenger Kayvon Taylor, got out and tried to walk away. Officers say he became disorderly and kept walking and was then detained.
Delaware's housing crisis took center stage today as the state's new housing department task force held its first meeting. The bipartisan group was created to study and make recommendations regarding the formation of a dedicated Department of Housing. Members of the public shared concerns to help guide the task force's work. Many neighbors say affordability and accessibility are major issues, and it can be hard to know where you can turn for help. Leaders hoping the dedicated department will streamline programs under a centralized structure.
Housing is still a crisis, and while we're actively working and chipping away at that crisis, we do need to ensure that we have a department that is their singular focus and that they are agile enough, resourced enough, and have the authority to make the changes necessary to help people.
And Housing Task Force leaders say they plan to continue holding meetings throughout the year. Officials hope to have a report ready by April with their findings and recommendations.
EV and hybrid vehicle owners in Delaware will be paying a bit more starting October 1st. Earlier this year, state lawmakers passed a bill that adds a new fee on top of the annual registration for EV cars to make up for the loss of gas revenue. Now, the money would go to road improvement, but some drivers say it's simply frustrating.
I was saying I have a problem. It's problematic that the government more and more governments are mandating the use of electric vehicles, and then they're taxing us on top of it.
The fees will be due on November 1st and can range between $1,500 and $900.
And we still have more news to get into this evening.
Coming up in sports, we preview a top 10 matchup for Salisbury Field hockey tonight. SU makes the trip up to Baltimore facing Johns Hopkins.
Well, we're dealing with rain and clouds right now, but sunshine makes a comeback just in time for your great weekend. More on that coming up.
But first, Sussex County Skate, the effort to build a new rink as supporters try to raise money in the early stages of the plan. That story when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Efforts are underway to bring an ice rink to Lower Delaware.
Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber shows us how the nonprofit Miracle Ice Arena is fundraising to bring ice sports back after the Delaware State Fair Group shut down the area's only indoor rink earlier this year.
Ever since May, the ice sport community in Central and Lower Delaware has been left in the dark after the Delaware State Fairgrounds shut down this rink in Harrington. But the Miracle Ice Arena, a newly formed nonprofit, plans to change that. Right now, the group has a GoFundMe page to raise $5 million for a state-of-the-art two-sheet indoor ice facility in southern Delaware, possibly Georgetown.
There's several, families, a lot of families, probably over 100 or more, that their children aren't doing anything as far as, playing the sport of hockey or figure skating or even, having the opportunity to even get on the ice at all.
The organization says it purchased the Harrington Rinks equipment, which is currently stored in 4 containers at the Delaware State Fairgrounds.
And right now we have it right here. We have 4 big sea-line containers full of an ice rink. We just need to find a place for it to go and call home and rekindle that.
On its website, Miracle Ice Arena says this isn't just about building a rink, it's about rebuilding a community. The project already has commitments from regional and national partners, including Salisbury University, the USA Warriors Ice Hockey Program for Veterans, Generals Hockey, and Havoc Ice Hockey. The group says its goal is to have 1 sheet up and running by fall of 2026. For Coast TV News, I'm Elisa Weber.
Here's a look at your golf forecast. We're going to see a little bit more in the way of sunshine. This is not quite all that good because it's still a little bit on the windy side, but it's getting better. I'll admit it is a bit on the gloomy side for right now, and it might also discourage you for this weekend. But listen, don't be discouraged. This is just a short-term bump in the road. Before we get a chance to enjoy long-term or at least weekend sunshine over the weekend with perfect weather like in the mid to upper 70s, not too hot, not too cold, is what I would call baby bear sunshine. That's what we're going to call it. Okay, so in Ocean City right now, we're still a bit on the dismal side, overcast, gray, light drizzle and all that. I get it. It's a very raw day and there's nothing we can do about it, but Mother Nature's going to run her course by, let's say, the next hour, and then we should be done with most of it, just about everywhere. But we're not expecting more in the way of rain for Ocean City. We're at 67 degrees in Ocean City, but we're also at 67 degrees in places like Willards, Redden, Bridgeville, Milford, but also in Rehoboth, Indian River Inlet, and Bethany Beach right here. And everybody's cloudy. See, even the rain that we are tracking, it's breaking up very quickly. And to be quite honest, hadn't been that much rain, but because it's been light, drizzle, like kind of teasing us kind of rain throughout most of the day. That actually, ironically, makes it more frustrating from what I understand, because we'd rather, commit to the rain or not. And so it's going back and forth. So that's kind of what's frustrating people to some degree. But it's also a bit on the breezy side. And we are concerned about the flood possibilities because we do have a coastal flood advisory that's active for all of Sussex County, more of a just in case type of a thing. But we do have active winds right now, about 25-mile-per-hour gust. Really along most of the shores of the entire Delmarva Peninsula. And get this is actually pouring primarily out of the northeast with gusts between, let's say, up to about 21 miles per hour, for example, in Ocean City. But as far as the forecasted wind is concerned, we'll start to see this swirl a bit and back off a great deal along the coast tomorrow. Just to kind of give you a preview as to the weekend, look at the increase in sunshine. Now, the winds are still pouring out of the north, so it's going to still be a bit of a cool fall breeze in play. But aside from that, we're going to get a chance to recover. But it's going to be chilly in the morning time. You see, we start off at about 41 degrees in Georgetown, 51 degrees in Georgetown, and 49 for Seaford. Now, I jumped ahead of myself because I wanted to jump to this 40. Right here along Highway 13, from Seaford to Delmar to Salisbury, it's going to be a real chill in the air, okay? That's going to begin to allow us to dry off with drier air and cooler air. It's really going to get cold very quickly. But the good news is for the next 3 days along the beaches, we are not expecting any more in the way of scattered showers or even cloud cover is going to stay limited. Now, just as a quick note, remember Friday you can come pick up all of your stuff for the walk. That's going to be a Crooked Hammock, and they're going to be allowing for us to raise some money as it pertains to the Pilsner there. And then on Saturday, we'll have the walk Saturday, 76 degrees. You can still sign up for the walk. And the program starts at 8 o'clock for registration, 10 o'clock for the walk. Here's a look at your extended forecast.
Thank you, Paul. Coast TV is your home for Sunday Night Football. This weekend, the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Coverage begins right here at 7 p.m.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
On the pitch, second-ranked Salisbury University field hockey has a big test. The Seagulls travel to Baltimore tonight and play 6th-ranked Johns Hopkins. Can SU snag its second top 10 win in a row?
In the latest Division III coaches poll, Salisbury moved up from 3rd to 2nd and even got a first-place vote. The Seagulls only trail top-ranked Middlebury. That's because SU is 3-0 and pitched a pair of shutouts on the road in the last 7 days, including an overtime win against Washington College and then a 4-0 demolition of then number 9 Messiah on Saturday. Goalie Kelly Davis made 7 saves across the 2 games, and that's why she was the State University of New York Athletic Conference Defensive Athlete of the Week. So it's another top 10 foe tonight in Hopkins, and then finally, Salisbury will be at home for 4 straight.
Salisbury's chance to improve to 4-0 starts at 7 o'clock with First Push. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. My apologies. Here's a look at your forecast. We're looking for temperatures to stay in the 60s for the rest of the night. Now, Catherine Allen is our umbrella giveaway winner. Congratulations. You can call and go ahead and register to get what's happening with your walk. I'm sorry. What's going on with the walk is that we're going to be registering on that same day. But here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Now we're back on track. 78 for the high for Thursday, Friday 79, and then we'll warm to 78 degrees on Saturday.
All right. Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.